colorless landscape. The future is in peril. What the world needs is a shining hope, bringing the music back to life. One dance floor at a time. DJ Infinity.
Welcome to the G-Cast. I'm the G of the cast, your favorite girl dad, the most nervous host with the most. Let's see what's going on in the world this week. All right, you there?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Good.
Still nervous?
A little bit.
Me too. So in case you didn't hear the intro, I am Infinity, and you are?
Sinyon Chante.
All right. Don't you have a couple books out too?
They're off market.
Off market?
Yeah,
What
but
happened?
I'm working on one for this year.
What happened to them?
I'm revamping.
Revamping.
Yeah.
Is there anything you got coming up that we need to know about?
Yeah, I got one coming out.
What's up with it?
It's a love story. It's kind of like a update to the first one I did, but you know, you grow and you become a different person and you see some things that you want to add and enhance.
I don't think
And
some people
build
ever
upon.
grow, but yeah, I hear you on that.
And so it's called A Love In and Out of Time. So that's the one I'm working on.
A love in and out of time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to look forward to that.
Yeah.
When you have a link or store or whatever, just let us know. We'll go-
SinyonChante.com. That's my
Well, damn.
yeah. site.
Say less. All right, that works. What else we need to know about it?
That's about it for now.
That's it for now?
Yeah.
So you'll keep us posted?
Yeah.
You going to do a website or anything?
I already have a website. Well, you talking about a website just for the book
Yeah,
promo?
just for the book.
I don't
I mean, it's
know.
up to you. It's your deal.
I
But,
don't know. Yeah.
okay.
I'll see as I go.
Works for
Yeah.
me.
But I'm going to be talking about it more like on my social medias and stuff like that, you know.
No, hopefully not TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Don't be saying it. Don't be saying it. You don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
We know it's not going to happen. People ain't going to get paid in a minute. That is not
I'm treating it as if everything is normal
Really?
until it ain't.
Everything is normal, huh?
But you prepare yourself in the background, but you still
Did
keep
you
going
not see
with
the
the
elections? Everything is normal? Okay.
flow. Well,
Hey,
besides that,
that's got an effect on it. I'm not saying left, right, front, center. But
I'm not either.
It,
But
there is changes every time a president changes. There is changes.
have you noticed there's been crazy changes every time we get into a new year since 2020?
Every time.
It's boom.
2020, like I wasn't a big fan of the pandemic, but I had money.
Well,
I had a little bit of money then.
yeah.
Now I don't. I make the same, and I'm working, and I'm broke.
Yeah.
I just look good doing it.
And it surprises every year, though.
Now, don't
It's
surprise
a new surprise.
me. Look,
Like,
have you-
surprise!
So
It's
look,
a new year.
The freaking market, right, for the housing, the interest rates dropped from the feds, right?
They did?
They did. But then the local governments brought them right back up. Now, how does that work?
So they can make money, I guess.
That's corporate greed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I ain't trying to be all political, but 7%? What? You can't get a condo with them interest rates. So, yeah. So, anyway, everything else good. For people that don't know, we're out here in Arizona. This studio is in Mesa, and she is not far from that.
Nope.
So, about 20, 25 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
But we just want to do something different. Usually I have tech talk and this and that. And that's cool, but why not something different? Like with grown folks, males, females, whatever.
What do you usually talk about on this platform?
It's some everything. So, I mean, it could be what type of cameras we're using, what type of lights I'm using, the mixer, what is this, Stream Deck. It's all over the place. It's usually more technical.
So you're getting your audience something totally different
Exactly.
today.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
if we talk about that, I'm going to be over here like, okay,
Nah,
I agree. I
that-
don't know
right.
what you're talking about, but I agree.
Yeah, that ain't gonna help. That ain't gonna help. So, yeah, there's a little bit of everything. But,
Okay.
like I even game sometimes. Xbox, I got patched through, got a capture card, stuff like that.
Okay.
But you're here more for guys and girls
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about everything you just said was like, oh, okay, I get it. That's
Yeah,
tech.
right.
But
The sky's
okay,
purple
I don't know.
because I turn my
Right.
microwave on at midnight. Yeah, sure.
That's a laptop. That's an iPad. Oh, yeah.
Right. See that part. So more of your background a little bit. Like what's your book background and like how'd you get into this love for books?
Oh goodness, I've been loving books all my life. I always say as soon as I probably could talk.
How does that work?
I love the book. I was reading books when I didn't know how to read.
Mm.
So, I would just like hold a book and be like act like I'm reading it and making it up.
Just start pointing out stuff.
Yeah.
The cat in the hat. So you trying to make like green eggs and ham?
There you go. So I always love books. So books have been my thing. And as I just grew up, books grew up with me. And then I just started, I started reading the Fear Street books. You remember those books?
Fear Street?
Yeah. Used to be like the preteen type books, little haunted houses.
Did you ever meet a dude
teen
that read them?
haunted houses. Yeah. Dudes used to read the books.
Do they date
A
girls?
dude wrote the books.
Does he date girls?
Oh my
I'm just asking.
Yes, I guess. I don't know.
Mm.
But anyway,
Yeah, I never heard of it.
I started reading those, and then I just got so fascinated with the stories and waiting for the next one to come out that I was like, you know what? I don't want to wait for the next one to come out. I'm just gonna start writing to fascinate my own,
So, hold on,
tickle my own fancy.
You was
so to
reading
speak.
and writing before you could walk? Is that what you said?
No, I've gotten older. I said preteen.
You know you dropped a bottle of beer. I'm just playing.
I said preteen.
Yeah.
So I jumped ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I just started writing because I didn't want to wait for the next book to come out, and I wanted to continue the fantasy in my mind.
All
and
right.
that's when I was like, oh, I like doing this too. I can do this.
I like that. That's cool.
But then, once you get even older, once I became an older teen and in college, I started getting more involved in Black literature and feminist writing and all the things. And then you get to read the Eric Jerome Dickies, and he's talking about romance and all of this in books and stuff like that. So then you get into Black relationships and womanhood and all of that. And that's kind of how it started evolving into my own writing.
Yeah, that's damn. I mean, it's cool though. It's dope because a lot of people either A, they don't know about it, or they don't talk about it, or they're like, oh man, I don't read. I ain't got time to read. Really? I bet if you had to learn how to put a supercharger on a damn car, you might read it, or you might YouTube it, but somebody read it somewhere.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
no, that's cool. My grandma taught me how to read at a very young age, and hats off to her. She was also AKA. I got to put that out there. So yeah, so my mom is legacy.
Divine Nine.
See that? They just had their Founders Day too. Yeah, so they was all over little teapot dances and everything. And I was like, isn't that cute? But that's cool though, because that also means education.
Yep.
And you don't find just a high school grad with it, and college ain't everything, but it can make a difference.
It makes a difference,
Makes a big
especially in the time we're living in now. But
Well,
anyway, I ain't gonna
used
get
to make
into
a bigger difference before this time, but yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
So you had some questions, stuff like that.
I did. Yeah, based on conversations me and you were having off camera, and
First of all, they're G-rated.
and that intrigued me, and so I just wanted to ask even more questions, and just about relationships, men and women, how we relate to one another, and oftentimes, because it had me thinking, and especially when you see a lot of podcasts and things like that, it's always talking about how women need to do this or be better, or how they need to approach relationships, or how they need to act when they're trying to attract a mate and all of this. But I'm like, what do men need to know about women? Because I feel like we as women, we are raised, and as we are raised, we are taught to learn everything that we need to know about how to be a good mate to a man. I feel that way.
I think there's cultural differences. I think it depends on where you grew up. Like
Yeah.
California, you're not gonna treat the man the same as New York versus the
Yeah.
South.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Southern hospitality, that there's some meaning to that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess. Well, I guess I am putting it within my perspective because I did grow up in the South.
You don't
So
say.
there,
I
there
don't
you
hear
go.
that at all. I bet if a pot of grits started going right now, I'd be like, yo, can you make me some? I miss that.
So
People out here don't even know what's a grit. What the really? It's
grits.
cornmeal. You some of
Even
them.
saying it like that, grits.
But you've
Grits.
seen it on TV, right?
Grits.
That one movie.
You say grits.
No, I know what grits is.
But a grit?
No, that's
Do
what they
people
say in
be
the movie.
saying it? Okay.
Did you the what was it, my cousin Vinny? He
A
said,
grit.
"What is a grit?"
A grits.
As soon as I seen that, I was like, "People really think that." Now, my mom's from South Carolina. I know what grits are,
Yeah.
and it wasn't all. Yeah. Anyway, some of them probably. That's why we overweight now. Well, me anyway, 'cause I ate all that shit.
The grits. And the butter.
grits, all of it. Now I was like, let me get some of that. I had a babysitter. Them grits was yellow.
Oh, she had it loaded down in
I
butter.
was like, man, my arteries clogged while I was eating it.
You still eating it though, wasn't you?
I ate all of it. I damn near licked the bowl. I was like, yeah, it's the business right here. I didn't know at the time.
Ah.
I mean, I was single digit age, so, you know,
Yeah.
parents was doing what they was doing. I was tore them grits up. Can I get some more?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With cheese in it, or you don't do the cheese?
Nah, I mean,
don't do
every
the
now and
cheese.
then, but cheese, lactose intolerance is a real thing.
Oh, no. You got to leave it alone.
I mean, it ain't huge, but I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh,
Wait
it's
a
already
minute.
enough. You already got that butter in it. Oh, yeah.
Well, one of them's gonna fight the other one, and one of them's gonna win.
Right.
Something's gonna stay in, or something's gonna come out.
Right.
So yeah, I'm sending out a couple of notifications because we are looking good online, just so you know.
Okay.
But I had to check. That's what the intro looks like.
Oh, that's
Since
cool.
This is one of our first. You know, there might be more, might
That's
be a bunch
nice.
more, and when she starts her channel, we got to support each other, and that's got nothing to do with race, age, male, female. We just
Right.
got to support each other because this market's saturated, but it's hard to find real shit. at
Yeah,
the
but
end of
I've
the
been
day.
seeing a lot of videos lately talking about like YouTube is really supporting smaller channels, and
They
I don't
say
know if
that
that's true,
the
but, you know.
algorithm is a son of a bitch, though.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they do support them, but at what cost?
Mm.
Kind of like
When
what-
you say cost.
well, what's your soul worth? Like, do you need to
Oh,
not
God.
say certain things to
Oh,
appease
okay.
either
Okay.
the people that be or the algorithm? Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I use Blue Chew every day because it makes me, you know what I'm saying?
Got it.
So
Yeah.
some of it is advertisement, and the more followers, they consider them influencers, but who are you influencing?
Yeah.
So your first question, though, was, what was it? Assumptions about men have about women?
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I was saying. So like a lot of times we focus on what women need to know about men, but I want to know today, like, what are some things, some questions, or what are y'all thoughts about women? What
I
are some
can't speak for
assumptions,
every
first of
man.
all?
And
Yeah.
coming from the Midwest, my thoughts might be way different than people from the South, West, East, whatever. Even though I'm close to the East, it's still not the East.
Okay, but your perspective though.
One of my perspectives is women need to quit getting advice about men from other women.
Okay.
Like if you look at half the magazines, it's like, well, my dude says such and such, but that's coming from the woman. What that's her perspective. That ain't mine. You know, if you think that I care what color your eyes are or how long your lashes are, I don't know no dude that's a grown ass man that cares how long your lashes are. I've never gotten near anybody be like, oh man, your lashes are short. Yeah, we can't do this. That says nobody ever. But you see them walking around with them damn car doors. You know what I'm talking about, them butterflies. And they sitting here just.
Get off my girls.
You
now.
did,
Get off
hey,
my girls.
you need some different girls in. Put some glasses on. Them shits is like windshield wipers. But you know what I'm talking about? The ones that's just you.
See, y'all
That's
don't
not- that's
understand
for
that.
y'all.
It's for us.
Not
It's-
us.
It's so much for us.
So how the hell
Yeah.
does that help
That's
us?
just fashionable stuff
To
that
who?
people like to do. For women, that's just
You
for
seen
women.
them cars
Women
going
like
down
to
the
do
street
that.
with them shits on. You seen it. You seen them cars that look like Rudolph going down the street.
You ain't right.
They look like two butterflies fighting each other. Y'all look like some rodents.
You ain't Right.
I have never met a female like, yeah, you know what? It's the nails is cute, but the eyelashes, I just don't get it. Who? Have you ever heard dudes say anything like that?
No, I don't think dudes sit around and talk about eyelashes or
No,
nails,
no.
but women do. Those are things we like.
So that's an assumption that men have about women, or that women have about
But
men.
that's my thing about it. When I ask about the assumptions, you go straight back to what women are trying to do to appease or to attract men. I'm talking about the assumptions you have about just women as women. Not what are they trying to do for men, but
That
just
is such an
women's.
open-ended question.
It's
Women about women.
very open-ended.
What the hell? I'm not putting my own foot in my own ass. What the I mean, that varies greatly. I mean, it could be like, oh, she's. So when when dudes say like, oh yeah, she seemed cool, you don't see someone's personality from across the room.
Oh, good.
It starts
So
off
this is
physical.
it's so for men, women and your attraction or even your interest or care about women always starts with the physical.
Not
Would you say
always.
that?
It's a good indicator, but it's not just physical like your curves and your height and your
Yeah.
size. It could be how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
So like you could be banging BBL everything, BBL stanking, walking around like BBL Drizzy, but if they ain't nothing going on upstairs, you're not gonna keep them.
But
You
that's
might get them for a minute.
yeah.
Like yeah, that's me tonight, but that's about it. That's my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, some dudes are that shallow, and depends
That's
on
all
the
they need.
age. It depends on how they're raised. Like so a lot of things. A lot for dudes, like their relationship with their mom can be a big one. I'm not saying it's 100%
Tell me
true,
more.
but hey, if you, for me, myself, I talk to my mom almost every day. Like she's like my best friend, especially at this age. Younger we butted heads. I ran away. I did all types of stupid shit. I was like, I don't understand why you do this, why you do that, why you treat me like this. Because I got my brother's 3 years younger. I would come into town from a school field trip and get beat for shit he did. I wasn't even there. So yeah, we butted heads. But
Yeah.
as we got older, things mean different things.
Yeah.
Like when people say nothing's promised, it hits different when you start getting over that 40 number.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we've known people that have died for whatever reason.
Right.
Especially younger years. Half of them was dumb shit. Some of them have medical conditions. But as we get older, that shit hit way different. Like, I know if, heaven forbid, something happened to my mom right now, I know that our last conversation was nothing but smiles and love and all that.
Yeah. And so okay, so men and women have that in common then because as we get older, the commonality as an adult person, as a parent,
Yeah,
you
I
begin
didn't
to
even get to
see
that.
yourself
Mm-hmm.
and understand your parent more, right?
Oh,
Because of you are a parent now and you're an adult now and you understand. And it's crazy how like you can remember and go back in time and remember some of the things that you were so pissed off at your parent about. But then you find yourself in a situation that you're just like this, or you're relating to that situation.
You trying to
and you're
air condition
like,
neighborhood? What the fuck?
and then you're like, dang, my parent even handled that situation a lot better than I'm handling
Some
it
of it,
right
yeah.
now, right?
Some of it, I mean, I love my daughter to death. There's been a few times I'm like, 911 didn't exist when we was growing up.
Yeah.
You got an outlet.
Yeah. So, but as far as you understanding women and your relationship to your own
Well, I don't
mom,
fully understand. I don't think any dude fully understands them.
your understanding, not fully
Shit,
understanding.
I don't fully understand me.
Well, your limited understanding
Oh, okay, I can deal with that.
and your relationship to your mom, how does that correlate? Like, how do you
Because
see women through your mom?
there's certain traits that are just innate. So, like, my mom is educated. She's done certain things. She carried the load when things didn't look like they were going to happen. She did that. So I have certain, she ran a business when I was barely a teenager. I was driving cakes across the city at 13, 14 years old in a stick shift Volkswagen. Illegal as shit, but it was done. And we got there. My dad was in the front car, mom was in the back car, I was in the middle car. Because we had a banquet. So that was her business. That was some of my first introduction to entrepreneurship.
Oh, okay. Got
So
it.
it's like there's certain leadership traits and certain traits in people, like even males. Like some people are closer than others because it's like I don't want nothing from you, but what are you doing with yourself?
So the
If
expectation,
yes, that
because what
expectation
you
is
saw.
completely different,
Okay.
and it probably would have been eventually, but I just started off with that.
Okay.
Not everybody has that. That's cool. But if you think about it, it's nature, right? You hear mama's boy,
Mm-hmm.
daddy's girl.
Yeah.
That's kind of nature, and I'm not, not super religious, but that's nature. That's
Yeah.
birds and bees, and that's what it is. Now
Yeah.
everything in between, cool, awesome, but it's not too often you hear daddy's boy. That don't even sound right.
No.
Now that's my boy, that's my son, but you see it
That's
don't hit
my
the same.
boy. Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
don't hit the same.
It don't.
But it's
It's
like,
different.
oh, okay, that's mommy's, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but as we get older, now that means something different because the people, a lot of them that were close with their mom, they can also treat you that way because it's a reflection. You as
So
a female. So, like, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? People that, if you had a dude that was slapping their mom around and just being ignorant,
Mm-hmm.
what's to stop them from doing that to you?
Right.
This person gave birth to him. I can't think of nothing closer than that. Like, you
Exactly.
came from this, so what's, you know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But on the flip side, it's daddy's girl. So that is her first male true love.
Mm-hmm.
That is an image. And the better that communication is, in my opinion, the better off it as you grow.
Yeah.
Like I drove my daughter to her first date recently.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Now, it's, in my mind, I'm not
Yeah.
going to put this.
That's
But at
sweet.
the same time, she knows I got her, no matter what.
Yeah.
Her mom met us there. We was all there. We met the other parents. So, but that kind of communication is built. It's
Right.
built and it's earned.
Yeah.
There's quite a few people that have birthed kids. I will not consider them a father.
Yeah.
That's just me personally, because that's my heart. Like I thought I was a man until I had that kid.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, wait a minute, this shit matters. I'm not doing wheelies down the street on the bike every day anymore. Not that I can't, and not that I won't, but we're gonna pick and choose when we do dumb shit.
So that's different.
Yeah.
So we talked about how seeing women and your relationship connection to your mom,
Mhm.
and that you
Well,
developing
it's not just me.
that.
It's
Right.
males in general.
Exactly. So
'Cause that's like the
seeing
blueprint.
women in relation to your daughter, that's
Mhm.
different too.
Mm-hmm. It
You
is
like,
because
I'm-
because automatically the female by nature is going to start to look for certain traits that their dad showed them.
Mhm.
As an example,
But
if I open the door,
no, you still going back. You
I'm
still
not going back.
because that's the thing. You still going back with talking about how your daughter and what she see in a man. I'm not talking about what your daughter see in a man. I'm talking about what you see in women.
But I'm giving you the blueprint of why that woman might see the man different. Because there's been quite a few times I went on dates or whatever, and I was too nice. I was too this. I was too that.
Wait a minute.
Younger, yeah. Oh yeah.
So you saying you
Yep.
went on a date
Mm-hmm.
and you was too nice? What does that mean? That you were
That
too
means
nice?
they wanted hood rich radio down here with the fucking 85 Monte Carlo with the gorillas in the trunk.
How
and
did
then,
you come up with that conclusion?
Because I saw who they dated before and after.
So they dumped you
I didn't get that far.
just the first date.
That's first date hell. Nah, you too clean. You too this. I was at the bar like, okay, well, dang.
You the friend. They put you in the friend zone.
Yeah,
That's basically
and
what
I
you're
put him
saying.
in the no zone. So yeah, it was a friend for about 5 minutes. You friend yourself. I don't need friends. I need a girlfriend.
So you're saying the women, they wanted like
Not all of
hard
them.
thug on the street,
Yes,
and you
because
were
they
too
don't
nice.
think. Yeah, because they see how I speak. They see this, that, and the third.
So what did that teach you about women? What was your conclusion?
That everybody's
based
got
on
a
that?
place.
What does that mean?
That
Everybody
means
have a-
that you might be a friend for tonight, or you might be a friend for
Oh,
life.
so you're saying that for you, now you compartmentalize and say,
When I was
everybody
treated
got a
like that,
place.
yeah, okay, I'll get in my compartment. I'm gonna get in there with 2 boxing gloves, 2 spike boots.
oh,
Because I'm saying if you looking for that type of dude, you ain't looking for much of a future or the future that you want. I'm not going to provide you because
Yeah.
that's not what I want.
Mm.
That's how it relates to me. So it's full
Maybe you're
circle.
looking out there dating the wrong women
Well,
in the
they're
wrong circles.
well, yeah. You think? I guarantee it.
Yeah.
But they were exciting. They were fun. They were attractive. They were approachable.
But the exciting ones, they probably want some of that kind of wild excitement too. So the same thing
But
you were
they-
attracted to, they were attracted to the same thing.
But they took it to the next level.
But you weren't attracted to the good girl.
The hell I wasn't. The good girl is harder to find though.
Well,
Where are you gonna go to find the good girl?
Well,
Home Depot?
Home Depot.
But
Church.
it was fun. Yeah, at that stage of my life, I wasn't gonna go to church and stare at that ass and be like, "Ooh, I don't even see it." You see what I'm saying? You better not spit that on my iPad. But I'm saying I was trying to separate church and my manhood.
And getting some booty,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, and they did overlap a time or two, and I'm still best friends with her to this day.
Oh, see?
But I didn't go for that. Now, I know
Yeah.
some people do, because that's like a. That's just like the Legion for old folks.
No. Girls be in the church house looking for their husband. You hear me?
Some of them go
And
in there
so-
looking like they just got there from last night, too.
Yeah,
So I'm like, what the hell? It's like, I can see the crease. Yeah, no.
So I see how men can go to church and manipulate that
That works both ways.
that need
It works both ways.
because a woman is desperately looking for her Boaz, her
Yeah, but
husband,
just-
and
hold
then
on,
he
so
acts like he's
explain-
playing into that.
Explain Boaz for some people.
Boaz and Ruth. This is a book of the Bible. It's called Ruth. And Boaz is the man, basically, and to make a long story short, who kind of saves her out of her situation. And it's kind of like a Cinderella story. So he's like the knight in shining armor, basically, that comes in and saves the day out of her and her mother-in-law's desperate situation because they're basically in poverty and on their own. And if you were as a woman back in the day impoverished, then that was real bad, all bad. Left you all vulnerable, and you didn't have the protection and covering of a man. Just left you vulnerable in a bad place, and some really bad things can happen to you. And so he comes in, and he basically saves the day and marries her. And through, I get some in and out.
I heard that
You
too.
hear it?
Yeah, I'm gonna check
Some
that in a
popping.
minute. I heard that.
And he comes in and saves the day and saves her and her mother-in-law out of poverty and marries her. And through their bloodline, Jesus is born. So that's the long story short. But
That's
yeah,
the long story short.
That's the long story. It could go longer than that, but yeah.
I'll be like, huh? And I ain't nothing against it. Oh,
But
so
you see who Boaz. So in
no,
church
I-
culture,
I've heard
when a
of it.
woman's like, I'm gonna find my Boaz, that's what she's.
I'm gonna find my
good
money ass. That's
man.
what that means. That's the
But
trans.
Liz, and I think men sometimes y'all have a adverse reaction to the fact that women seek men who can provide. But that's what
The
it is.
idea of provision though has been distorted so
It
bad.
has been.
How much money you make? Where you work? That's
Yeah.
not necessarily providing.
It-
What if you need a shoulder to cry on? Is that not providing?
That's providing.
But how you gonna get
That's
to that far
providing.
if you put them in that category?
And you know what? That kind of providing is a lot better sometimes than just somebody with some money.
But a
Because
lot-
somebody with some money can just have money and can be getting your nails done and got you in a nice car, but they beating you
A lot
every
of
night.
times people have had
And
to go through
all
something
that.
to see that though.
Yeah, that's
So I'm talking about
that's not
younger years.
cool.
Now I'm just like, I'm not. It's different now. But not to change the subject, I'm gonna come back to that.
Yeah.
But we do got some comments on here. I didn't
Oh.
pull it up on here. So 0 fracks given, in case you didn't realize that's Magic's.
What Magic's got to say?
He said preach, going around. That's the homie. That's Big E.
Okay.
He said true. So these haven't been. I don't know how long they were on here because I just logged into it. But he said true. 0 fracks was talking about how long your nails are, which that's when I was talking about the eyelashes and shit. You can already picture them stiletto joints that I'm like, motherfucker, you
Is
can't
he
even
saying,
type.
he said how long your nails are? He like that? Or what is he saying?
I don't know. I think he's adding on.
Do
but,
you like the nails?
Well, he's listening, so we'll see in a minute. And then he said the flap away, so that's when I was talking about You know what I'm saying? Them car doors, y'all be gluing on your face.
Don't be saying y'all because I don't.
Yeah,
But I
see?
know what you're saying.
Oh.
I was trying not to judge, just to be observant.
You just did.
But
I
I'm
don't
just
wear them
saying,
shits. You over here looking like a DeLorean walking down the street. You son of a, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Then he said, Captain Savo, he said, no. So, yeah, I just put this up here.
See that Captain Saver. That's the point I'm be talking about. Y'all,
Tell me,
when
can
y'all
you
go
save
there,
him? Well, some people...
that's what Boaz basically was. I ain't gonna lie. But
Yeah.
don't be calling Ruth a hoe, because she wasn't a hoe.
Really?
Don't.
What
She wasn't.
was the Virgin Mary?
Virgin Mary was not a hoe. I know you ain't trying to call the Virgin Mary a hoe.
No, but I knew it'd get your attention.
Nah, I know.
Nope. I'm trying to leave religion out of this because there's so many different angles.
Yeah, but
because Adam and Eve, weren't they brother and sister?
here we go. We ain't finna go down this rabbit hole.
No, it's a dark road with a one-way sign on it.
We are not. But what were we talking about? Yeah, so
well, it was some of both. It was
providing.
about providing what men taught about women growing up, so it kind of overlapped.
Yeah.
So I was saying that a lot of times the woman, the mom, the auntie, grandma would teach the male certain things.
So what was the certain things they'll teach you?
You didn't remember nothing.
You didn't remember it?
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh, you said teach the man certain things.
Well, no, that's what you said. What our man taught about women. So I was saying that a lot of times how that mom, that mother figure teaches or taught the man is a lot of what's reflected in what they look for their female.
So you're saying how a mom teaches her daughter about a man?
Mm-mm. Well, no. You said men taught about women. I said I kind of put a little science and a little life in it.
Okay.
Like as an example, daddy's girl. Remember that? And mama's boy.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know your relationship with your dad and don't need to on here, but you have very vivid memories.
Yeah.
And as does my daughter when I was talking about driving her to her first date.
Right.
Like as nervous as she was, the connection that we have, we talked about everything up until walking up to dude and me shaking his hand and looking him in the face. And I didn't say much, but I did say, look, you take care of my baby.
Yeah.
And that's the relationship. So that's what you're taught about women growing up. Now, that's
what you're taught to do for women. That's what you're saying?
Get from the opposite sex, usually. You
so
confused,
that's
huh?
what, yeah. So you're saying women demonstrate, from your experience, that's what you've learned about women growing up, that you need to protect them in that way?
In some ways, yeah.
What did they say?
Oh, you can read it, but I gotta hit the show button.
Oh God, I know he already do.
He
hate all this.
You can't be surprised.
Okay, so you're taught through experience, not so much somebody telling you, but just through experience and seeing that you need to be that protective.
It's some of both. Some people it's just ingrained.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've always felt like a protector for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Just whether it's, former MC Club brothers or my daughter or, even my grandfather, rest his soul, when his last family reunion he went to, it was me and my brother, like, making sure he got to the car. That's just, some of it's a mindset. Some of it's how you're raised.
So you're just saying in general?
I'm saying in general, but more so females.
But as a man, you feel like that's a man's responsibility?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Not that you can't. Not that any female can't. But I think that's, you've heard that old school shit, right? Like, oh, women in the kitchen and this and that. I don't believe all that. But I do believe that some things are nature. Like, as an example, the dude went out and got the food. The woman helped with the house. Now, I'm not saying that's a strict box. But what I am saying is, like...
You're definitely not saying that, because you just said how much you like that go-get-it entrepreneurship, because you saw that growing up and everything like that.
And that's why I said it's not a strict box. It's overlapping. But you still have to have a certain mindset to be able to go get it and go do that.
Yeah.
But I need a soft shoulder every now and then. Like, the world out there doesn't want to see me. They don't want to see me do shit. And they're gonna look at you as, oh, you're a woman and this and that, especially with some melanin in your skin.
Mm-hmm.
So we already got 2 strikes.
Yeah.
And I'm not making this all about race, but that's just male, female.
It's just,
Period.
it's real.
So yes, some of that is protection. Like, if you go out with a dude and you didn't feel safe and comfortable, you ain't gonna do it again.
No.
That's my point. Like, I'm not saying walking around with an AK on the back, like, what you looking at? No, not that.
Mm-mm.
But you need to feel safe and comfortable. That's just part of our nature role.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I get that.
That don't mean you got to be just in the kitchen, but in my eyes, I take care of more outside these 4 walls. I need you to make these 4 walls a home.
So with that, you
We got
have
a
to.
few.
Okay. So with that, you have to also be looking for that too, right? Because
You do,
everybody
but that's
don't
hard
fit
to
that
see.
mold,
That's hard
though.
to see, though. You that takes a few, because people can act like anything for a little while.
People can act like anything for a little while,
Now,
but
you got to get to see that soul.
you got, yeah, and
And that's male and female, because you could be taking pictures in front of a jet and taking a fucking Uber home.
yeah, and I feel like that, when 2 people are in a relationship, it can be detrimental if you're trying to pattern your relationship off somebody else's relationship, or what
Yeah.
you feel like society says your relationship's supposed to be looking like, because
Yep.
some boxes may not fit what your particular relationship is.
They never will.
Right.
That
And then
relationship
some
is-
boxes
yeah.
fit you and what you and yours got going on, but some boxes may not fit what you and yours got going on. And so you just got to be like, we got to get rid of that
Most
because
of
that
them
don't
won't.
fit us.
Most of them won't these days.
Well, I would say most
so
of them.
well. So as an example, they say 2.5 kids, home, all that. That was the American dream, right?
Yeah.
You saw your
But
face.
they-
Look at your face.
They've
You
been,
said yeah. So
they-
what the hell? First of all, what is 2.5 kids?
We've been debunked the American dream.
But-
That's
well, yeah,
a
but
dead
it's-
idea. We still trying to keep hope alive. But
I'm all for that,
That's
but my
a
hope is not
dead
the same as what it
idea.
was. My hope has changed.
That's
Hold on.
dead ideology.
Well, zero
it really
facts. He
is.
said, I think it's a mix of pluses and minuses of what a person experiences through life that leads them down the path of how they treat people opposite sex. I agree with that. And what they look for in the opposite sex. So yeah, it sounds like he's basically saying the same thing as me. And then Crook was saying basically setting a precedent for how you treat your daughter is a lot of, I'm paraphrasing, a lot of what they would expect from that dude. I agree with that. So like,
So-
I open the car door for my daughter. She's gonna expect her dude, friend, whatever, as she grows, to do similar. It's not gonna be exactly the same.
And we going right back to the.
I'm trying to get away from it.
Because we can't. Because society,
Yes, we can.
again, it goes right back to we are conditioned to how we need to show up. But I feel like you all as men, you guys have never been held to the expectation
Really?
or conditioned to how y'all need to, or be observant
Whoa,
and
wait a
self-conscious
minute.
of how y'all need to
Hey,
show
I
up.
hope you got some substance behind that. Thicker than grits. So why do you think we haven't been held to that standard?
Because because to be honest, and I'm not
Go
trying to
ahead.
be political about
I
this
don't care
or
about. I hate
trying
politics.
to be like all using a buzzword when I say this,
I'm
because of the patriarchy of our society.
You got to break that down. Our society is the patriarchy. Could
Yeah.
mean a million things depending
Because
on what you
our
believe.
society, and it goes from a lot from religion and all of this,
Mhm.
has been groomed for the same way we look at the world and say it's, or not the world, I would
Oh,
say,
like,
I
damn.
wouldn't even say all of the world. I would say Western culture, right? American
Okay.
culture
Okay.
it's a white man's world.
Okay.
And white men walk around with that privilege.
Okay.
And sometimes they don't even understand their own privilege and have the audacity to think, oh, what privilege? You ain't got no privilege.
Yeah.
But you see it
Mm-hmm.
because you're a black man.
Yeah. I live it.
As women, we walk around in society the same way when we relate to men, because y'all have a privilege you don't realize you have.
So you're saying the male-female
Yeah.
aspect. Okay.
So men, y'all don't ever have to, I feel like y'all don't have to walk around and think about how you need to present yourself. You are not groomed and raised from preparing myself for a marriage and my husband, or how I need to present myself to get the right man, or girl, don't be fast in the streets, or don't be doing this, or don't be opening your legs, or don't be this. But at the same time, we are put into this world where men have been taught to run after the legs and get it and conquer it and all this. So how are we supposed to, we don't have a fighting chance. If you've been groomed and taught to be the predator,
which comes back to nature, right? The hunter-gatherers.
How am I the one who's being preyed upon, and all I've been taught is to be a willing servant and submissive? How do I have a fighting chance against that? But then when we do run into it and we get caught and we get preyed upon and we fall into the trap, it's not the man people or society or family comes down upon, it's the woman. Oh,
in general, yes.
Stupid girl, or you silly girl, or you got
fast,
caught up,
or you dress
did
like
this,
Yeah,
and you do
yeah.
this. No one says anything about the predator. And so I feel like men are always groomed to the world is an oyster, it's yours. Go roaming. What was coming to America? Soil his royal oats.
I mean, in that case, where's my bath? You know what I'm saying? You can go back as far as you want.
You guys are ushered in society in that way. King, go get it.
To an extent, but what's a king without a queen? Now the difference is some of the queens ain't queening.
But I feel like a lot of queens ain't queening because they have been battered so much.
I don't disagree.
And
However,
so that becomes, it becomes neurotic.
It can. I don't disagree with anything you said. I think a lot of that, again, is upbringing. I think it's cultural.
Yeah.
Like black, male, white, Chinese, whatever.
Yeah.
And male, female. Because I think those lines have been blurred as time passes, but they have not been erased. So you have several females that don't need a dude, don't want a dude, and they make it so obvious that you don't want to approach them. It's like, hey, I just want to talk to you, or hey, how you doing? Like here in Arizona, I've walked past several females, black, white, and other. Hey, how you doing? You have a nice day? And just head down. I'm like, shit, I don't want you. I'm just saying hi. But I mean, you'd be surprised.
Look,
so you say it's an oyster,
question.
but that oyster
not a question, but a funny statement you said, because just the other day,
see,
I was leaving from the store, saw that man. He was just standing there by his car, and he looked at me, and I was like, oh Lord, don't let this man.
See, it don't mean he wants you. Maybe just saying hi. Like, have a nice day. Like the shit we used to do.
I immediately started looking at other places, because I was like, I ain't even got time
you laugh,
for it.
But
I don't
time for
feel like it. I don't even want to hear you even try to say something. Like, I don't even.
But if you want to be like, hey, how you doing?
Nothing.
Not hit on you, just, hey, it's a nice day out.
But then I was like, let me not do that man like that, because that man might not be.
I bet your
and
face
then when I
said
got
otherwise.
closer, he had like this little crutch thing on his leg, and I was like, let me not do that man
So
like
now
that.
it's handicapped people? Now,
No.
that's what you're talking about?
I
was handicapped, damn it.
It added an extra element of like, oh, let me not do that man.
So now you
like
felt
that.
bad?
Yeah, I did.
See,
and I was just like,
that's that bullshit.
so I just looked at him in his face and I just spoke, hey, how you doing? He said, hey, sister, how you doing? And we just kept on going.
Simple.
He didn't say nothing else.
But
And
you
I
was
said,
walking around
"Ooh,
like,
thank you, Lord.
You said, don't let this man look at me. Don't let this man talk to me.
Don't let this man
He
say
ain't want
nothing
nothing
to
from
me.
me but to say hi.
That's it.
That's what we were trained to do.
But it ain't always that way.
No, I'm not saying it's always that way. But
you know why
when
women do that,
when so
though?
many people are like, and you just look at the floor, after a while, we just quit trying to say hi.
Because
Especially in corporate world, because
Because again,
what?
predator and the prey.
You're not always prey. That's what I'm trying to get past.
It's not. We're
Not
not always
everybody
there.
is trying to
but
prey on, and not everybody's a prey. That dude
do
been gay
men-
as shit.
Let me ask you this. Well, do you go through, how many times do you walk through your day or a week and you're just getting somebody hitting on you? Or somebody looking like, "Dang."
Now or 10 years ago? I don't look like I used to.
Period.
But I mean,
looking
in
at your
general,
worst, you
so
could be walking outside and ain't took a bath in 48 hours.
I'm the
and just
most
some
ignorant
pajamas
person
on.
to it. So what I've been told is people have looked and been interested, and I didn't even realize it because I'm man shop. Like when I leave this house, I'm going to get this, and I'm going home.
Okay.
So I might not have realized it could have been way more than I might be privy to. And I've been told this
But
several times.
in a week's time, on a constant
If I don't
basis,
realize it, how am I going to tell you?
so you don't realize it, right?
Well, it probably don't happen, but in
So it's a lot
Arizona,
subtle.
there's certain things I look for before I look for.
Okay, even at your best days, then
In my best days, I don't know the shit.
how many? I'm talking about. You said back in the day. Just take any time
Back in the
period
day,
in your
I
life.
was driving through my apartment complex, windows down, with an Orange Crush can. And these three chicks said, woo! I was like, oh shit, hey, how you doing? I wasn't looking for nothing.
And this happened on a regular basis?
No, but it happened more often than not. I mean, it happened more than once a month.
Okay.
But, you know,
It
I was
happens to
180
women-
pounds, I was in shape, and it happens to women what, every day?
Every day.
Shit. I think some of that's perception.
It's not. I'm talking about outright hollering at you, hooting at you.
So would you say it's
what's
different in
up,
different states?
Or
Or is this just Arizona? Because Arizona's got a culture of its own, or lack thereof.
oh yeah, definitely a different state. I got hit on more, I would say, in Mississippi than I do in Arizona, but I still get hit on.
Yeah, see, so Zero Frack said if you go to the Legion or VFW, yeah, it'd be every day, but that's not. No.
And so my thing is, women get hit on a whole lot more, and so we're almost conditioned to like
But
put the
then
block up.
But that's an
And
automatic
it's-
stereotype, right?
It is, and
Which-
we can get that's something we can get
But
better.
the
at.
common person,
Right.
Hey, how you doing in the grocery
Yeah.
store? I'm over here getting salad for me and my daughter. I'm not thinking about you like that.
And that's something we can get better at. I admit
Okay.
that.
Okay.
It is. I checked myself
I can fuck
with
with that.
with the guy because I was like, you know, it's
Yeah, but
something
your
I can
face
get
already
better
said,
at.
bitch.
I did.
Your face already said, you look at me twice, I'm cutting you. I'm
It
going to
probably
shoot you in
did.
your pinky toe.
It probably I didn't say nothing. When
I wouldn't either.
spoke.
You look over like, oh no.
I'm glad he did. I'm married.
You know
so,
what?
like,
I get that.
I'm trying
That's
to
not
do the
point.
block.
Saying hi is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Dude, you married. I mean, you didn't flash the ring like 19 times.
And I have done that too.
And that's okay. That's cool.
I'd be like, oh, let me get that right there.
Yeah, let me go ahead and get that arm dislocated and everything. You can't even carry the damn thing.
And they don't even matter sometimes.
No, it's worse.
Oh,
It's
my
worse.
gosh.
I have had a ring on before,
Yeah.
which is, it's a different part of life. And you had to then fly swatter, bitch.
And I wonder what that is.
Because
your
I've had this
attraction
broken
of
down to me a few times.
The ideal of being wanted. I
Yep,
mean,
that's what I was
you're more
told.
desired because you have someone.
Right.
That means you're holding something down.
Mm-hmm. Even though I think that's total horseshit, but that's the way it was described to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
so the person that may be the most eligible bachelor is not looked at because he don't have a tan line on his finger.
Mm-hmm.
But you slide some ski. Oh, hey, how you doing? I just want to see what?
And you know what I think also? Married men take better care of themselves, I think.
I
ain't
think
gonna
that
say
depends
all
on the
time.
person.
Not better care of themselves as far as keeping in shape and all that
No,
kind
but
of
I
stuff.
mean, just in general, like
But,
put
like,
together, right?
Doctor's appointments, you keeping up with your health and stuff like that.
That
And I
depends on the
think
person.
some of that stuff kind of like comes across in married men are more like they have somewhat of more of a grounding to them in their walk and their yeah.
Some of the most cheating men I've ever known was married.
yeah.
So let's flip that. You said hunter and hunted, right? Predator and prey.
You're talking about cheating. I ain't
No,
talking about
not cheating. I'm talking about predator and prey now.
Yeah, you're talking about cheating though.
You
when
went
it
right
comes
back
to
to that.
married men. I'm not talking about married men and cheating. You could be a married man and cheating and still holding down your household.
You can because you got more to lose.
Exactly.
And that comes back to that predator and prey.
And I think to women who are not married, that comes across. Like, kind of like confidence comes across. You can't explain it. You can't quite put your hands on it. But something about it when you see a person and you see that confidence and it's something
So you
attractive
see they went
about
to the
it.
doctor's office? That's what you see? That's what you say?
You see,
Like, oh yeah, he looked like he just had a blood test
You
yesterday.
see
Bring that ass.
you see a man who's something about him is put together in a different way when he's a married man. And the reason, and then the silly thing about it with, and I'm talking about us women.
I'm
The
listening.
silly thing about it with us
talking about
as
you.
women, as women, single women, when we see that and we're attracted to it, it's so crazy because he has a put togetherness because he has a woman who's helping him to be put together and kept together.
So you saying I'm gonna come out with 2 different socks and an Argyle beanie on because I'm not married?
Being married, 2 heads are better than one.
Sometimes, but they can also be toxic.
And I don't want to. It can be, and I don't want to be like, oh, you know, you got a woman and she basically got his life together
Why
and everything.
she let you up the
Sometimes
house
it's
by
like
yourself?
that.
Well,
Yeah.
I've heard that too.
Not in that way.
But I'm saying I've heard
But
that.
I mean in a way where when you have a companion, you can be better in a lot of ways because you have someone who's taking care of things that you probably let go slack or to the wayside because you can't put your hands on everything, right?
So Crook says full package must be special in woman's eyes if he's married. Yeah, I can see part of that, but on the flip side,
Yeah.
I don't think.
I agree with that too.
Because, I mean, I'm not married, but I can tell you when my last doctor's appointment, my last checkup, my last
It's a
colonoscopy.
perception. I'm not saying
I know,
it's true.
but that perception
it's a perception.
you can't see that across the
I
room.
was like this.
You can't see who it really is.
Yeah, you can see it.
You'd be like, oh yeah, he just got checked out last week. Let me go holler at him. You can see that?
It's something about a married man. I'm telling you right now.
I know, but you can't explain
You can
it.
line up some married men and
But you
single
can't
men
explain
right
it.
now before me, and I'll be more probably like, yeah. It's
Is it
something
the
about
same in the South?
yeah.
I don't know.
It's something about more trusting, like more trusting. And you know what? I feel like what it still goes back to is that protection piece. He has proven that he's willing to not only put a ring on it, he ain't scared, he ain't running away from a ring. He can commit.
But
he ain't non-committal.
committing.
And women don't like some non-committal stuff because that makes you very uneasy in your
But
soul.
a ring is a government contract, though. That don't mean you ain't committed to your woman.
Men say that crap.
So do women. I know some women is like, mm-mm.
Yeah, because today,
That's where we're at, right?
and I'm almost willing to believe I don't believe them. They lying.
Okay, well,
tell
they
you
lie
what they
as
want.
believers.
I almost want to say they being pick me, because they telling you what you want to hear.
So what's the shit, I don't know about that.
I don't know no woman who don't want.
What's the
who
point of marriage?
don't want
And that's
a
a
strong foundational relationship. Now there
but
may
you don't
be
got to be married for that.
there may be we ain't getting with it. It gotta be a woman who totally don't believe in marriage.
So
Period.
you've looked at black folks' houses. They go together for 25 years and get married.
I said it got to be somebody who completely, period, don't believe. But even when a woman who don't believe in marriage and say, oh, it's just a paper, there's still some kind of level of commitment that she signs off as this is the signature of commitment.
So if y'all were on the same deed for a house, is that not some commitment?
That is some commitment.
Because I mean, that's credit checks. That's like even if we split, it is going to take some work.
That is commitment, but I even think that women who are like non-committal like that, they ain't even finna play with you with putting your name on their house. They like, put drawing some lines in between the scene like that. Like, what's the out if something bad happens? Because I'm telling you right now,
your pockets. That's the out. If I'm putting my pockets on the table, you are too. And your credit, and like, hey, wait a minute, you got a 650, I got an 800. You need to work on that before I sign this.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's where we're at, right?
Yeah.
So it could be whatever.
But still that commitment piece, because even like you said, at the end of the day, it is a piece of paper. Mm-hmm. But it carries a lot of weight because I don't know about someone who you can up and run away.
You can run away from marriage
when
too.
Stuff gets tough.
You can run away from marriage too.
But you got something attached to you that I can kind of yank on and yank your butt back.
So that's control?
It can be.
No, ain't this about it?
But
a house is way more control than that piece of paper.
No,
because you can yank that wallet out too.
The whole thing is
got him.
When a woman needs to know, because everything is not going to be all roses and sunshine.
Never.
And the relationship is
If
not
it
going
is,
to be
it's fake.
perfect. And even if our relationship is just so great and perfect, life is going to life.
Oh, life be life.
Hurricanes, tornadoes,
Oh,
storms,
shit.
they coming.
They ain't stop.
You hear me?
Life is 2025
and
is
that's going to
a
affect the
joke.
relationship.
Absolutely.
And a woman needs to know a man who's willing to commit is more than likely in her head. I'm not saying it's always true, but in her head, a man who's willing to commit is more than likely to stick around when stuff gets tough and not run.
So what about that guy that don't want to be married, but he's been taking care of his daughter whole life? Is that not a commitment?
My point is, it's
No,
not
that's-
always. That's not always an accurate way to look at it. You're right. I
That's a
believe it's not
commitment.
an accurate way to look at it. It should be looked at in a more accurate way of like, what's other signs of commitment? Okay, maybe let's take you for example. Maybe you have a woman, she's dating you, she's interested, and she's like, okay, you tell her, you know, I'm not into like the piece of paper marriage thing. That's
So-
not my thing.
So hold on.
Say for example, if
No,
you
hold
felt
on.
that way.
But shouldn't you start off that way? Like put it, once you guys start getting serious.
The first date? No.
No, damn it.
Oh.
Quit filling in the blanks.
Oh, okay. Okay. Go
I'm
ahead.
saying like once you guys start getting close, like okay,
Yeah.
this could turn into something. Like this might be something could come out.
You
of
need to
this.
say that.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's all I was trying. But you see, I couldn't finish it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But it's like okay, I feel you, you feel me. This is not what I want. But everything else is.
Right.
Is that a deal breaker?
I don't think for the right woman it's not.
The right woman.
Yeah.
What's the right woman?
The woman who agrees with you, who feels like marriage
But it's
is
not. But they're not saying what you want them to say or what you want to hear, because that's what you said before too, right?
Well, I'm saying there are women who
You just ain't one of them.
I ain't one of them. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I don't care.
100%, and mine know it. I ain't.
Nah,
at
that's just
all.
funny. I'm just laughing.
I'm a no-go. Baby, find another one.
You almost
'cause I
said baby
ain't the
girl.
one.
What the hell?
I said baby, I didn't say
Oh,
girl.
you've been watching
I'm like,
Jasmine
baby,
Crockett
find
too much,
another
huh?
one because I ain't the one.
Hold on, I got something for that. Listen.
It was at this moment he
Oh,
knew.
I gotta mute it. I'll
Do
get
you?
it, man. Yeah, I'll fix it.
But yeah, like so there are women though who are and let me say this about myself. I'm not the one because I have different foundations of my belief system and
I get that.
ideology and
I
things
get that.
like that.
And I know you personally. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I get that.
That's why.
I get
But if outside of that, I still feel like women need a true and honest commitment and know you're gonna be there.
That I agree with.
Back to that point, if you find a woman who don't need the paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she still needs to know you're gonna have me.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing this together.
Mhm.
You're not gonna be able. You're not. Are you? She needs to know. Are you so in rejection of the paper because you one of them kind of guys who don't want to commit? You're telling yourself it's just a paper, but deep down inside you just don't want to be committed. And so that kind of guy is the kind of guy who say, I'm not signed up for it. So whenever I'm ready to get out and run, I can just up and go.
But if you guys got capital together, whether it's
That's the
businesses or whatever, house,
And that's your piece.
that's still a commitment.
That's your piece.
A big commitment.
That's the difference.
But you're looking at governmental or financial commitments.
So
If
no,
I gave
not
you
just
my heart
governmental or
for
financial
15
commitments.
years.
No, because she can have her own. And more than likely, a woman like that who
Well, I
doesn't
hope
care
so,
about the
but-
paper,
Right.
she gonna be the kind of woman who can hold on. She has her own autonomy.
Right.
She doesn't need that from you.
So, like, the one, I keep going back to my daughter because that's what it is. But, like, as an example, I want her to like a man and want a man, not need a man.
Not need them.
Big difference. Because if you need him, you're willing to settle for shit. That's my opinion.
Need is two different boxes for me, but I see what you're
Oh,
saying.
enlighten me. What's the boxes for you? Because they obviously don't match my boxes.
I see the need what you're saying. Like I was going back to having your own autonomy and can stand on your own 2 feet and know that you can and don't need somebody to hold you down financially, supporting you for your whole livelihood.
Yeah.
Because
That's not a partner then.
Yeah, if he
To
does,
me.
if he does something bad to you, or if something's going on in a relationship that your daughter doesn't like, or she doesn't like how she's being treated or respected, or thinks she tolerating it anyway because I need him because I don't have my own.
Right.
That kind of need is what you're talking about. Yeah.
What's your type of need?
But then there's another kind of need. I have grown to be accustomed to this person in my life, and we grow together, and we have things. We do have a mortgage together. We do. He helps inspire my creativity, and I'm growing, and I become a better person because of him. That's a different kind of need.
It's definitely a different type of need, but that need.
So
it can be
I don't
approached
want to
differently.
always say I don't need you. Oh, I don't need you.
No, well, first of all, if you're saying
You
that,
know,
there's
that's
deeper problems.
That's a meanness
yeah,
there.
if you're
to
saying that, there's deeper problems.
Yeah.
It's like, what you mean you don't need me?
We
What the
all
hell?
need people, you know. Like
Yeah,
I could need you.
Yeah,
Like,
it
dang, I
works
needed
vice
Trey in
versa.
that moment.
Yeah.
Dang, Trey, I'm so glad you was there for me because I needed you
Yeah.
in that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
To come through for me.
And like I
So
said
that's a
earlier,
different kind.
people have different places in your life.
Yeah,
I said that earlier.
yeah. So sometimes when people say that, because I don't want to need nobody,
they
that's
might-
a different kind of thing.
they
That's a
might not-
wall up to me.
But I'm saying they might not. You might not be close enough to them to express the entire need or want or thought or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
But I do agree with you about your daughter having her own autonomy and not being in the world somewhere where
And the
she
female
feels
that
like,
I'm with, I want
yeah,
that too.
yeah, that she got to be caught up
Mm-hmm.
and be taking some junk because she needs someone
Yeah,
financially
fuck that.
or whatever, or even the lack of feeling like, oh, I'm not gonna be loved, and this
That-
person gives me all the love, and
that's-
I need this love from this person, or I'm gonna feel like I'm unloved in the world.
That's
Yeah.
when people fall into some bullshit too. Because, hey, I'll say it.
I'm telling you.
Because it's like, oh, I don't feel loved at home and this and that. And that's when they start falling into some stupid shit.
Right.
Not down for that. I don't care who it is. It could be a female best friend.
Right.
If I see it and they're open to talking about it, now I'm not going to interject because you chose that stupid shit.
Exactly.
But if you're any kind of friend of mine, I'm like, yo, that's you doing something wrong.
Right.
What you do it is on you. Like as you know who would say, you take it, wipe your ass with it. But at the same
Yeah.
time, hey, look, you're doing something wrong. It's always easier to see from the outside too.
Right.
And it's unfortunately it's a little easier to see after you've been through some shit.
Yeah.
Because you don't always see it right then when you into the thick of it.
In the thick of it, you don't.
Into the thick of it.
Right.
So I think you had one more question. I don't know how long we've been on. I've been loving it, and I ain't trying to cut it off right now, but you had one more, I believe.
Yeah.
What was that?
Did we do this one?
Number 4?
Yeah. So what are some things men want to know but are afraid to ask or feel weird about asking? of
Shit, I feel
women?
weird about asking. The hell you supposed to open-ended ass question? That's so, you better start off, because I don't know where you're going
I'm
with
going to
this.
lead into that, but I'm going to lead into the question you had
Oh, hell.
about whether or not someone wants the same thing you want. I think that's a valid question.
Yeah, that's
Or,
not hard to ask. For
uh,
me, some people might be, but hey.
Or you gonna find somebody who wants all those great things, wants the
But-
commitment, want to share a mortgage together, want to.
I don't want to share a mortgage together.
You just said it earlier.
No, I said, what if that?
See,
I mean, it'd be
here we
awesome.
go. Talking about somebody else.
Have you seen the market?
So what's your commitment?
Do you
then?
want to add on to this
What's
7%?
your level of commitment? That's my
My
question.
level of commitment is, first of all, it would be unquestionable.
How,
if I'm
how,
with
how,
you, I'm
how
with
would you
you.
show that commitment, and how would she know that?
Actions. Time and actions. I know that sounds so vague, but at this point in life and
Give
where
me
we live,
give me a tangible. What do you
a
give
tangible.
to
What
women
the
that
fuck,
you are
interviewing me?
What do you?
Give me a tangible. What's your three?
She might be out here listening. What do you give? What do you give to?
I want to smoke a cigarette again.
What do you
Don't
give to a woman that you committed to versus a woman that you passing time with that you're not committed to? What are the different things that you do for those two different women?
The way they're treated, I wouldn't treat one less than the other, but I would work to make more time for the one I'm committed with because I own several businesses. I work fucked up hours. I do all types of different things that might not make sense to someone that's just 9 to 5. As an example, right now, this time is very important to me.
Yeah.
You're important to me.
Yeah.
Your family's important to me.
Right.
We're sitting here in my studio taking time to do something that's, at the end of the day, it's going to help build you.
Yeah.
For your cast, I could sit here and do whatever and talk about whatever, but I look at holistically.
Right.
So, like, someone, as far as commitment, they would know from how I treat certain things. Say they had a kid already, and their kid might
Which
need
is more than likely.
That's very, at our age, is very likely.
Yeah.
It's their kid might need something that might not be provided at home, or their home might have issues. Maybe that's why she has the kid and she's not with said donor person. I can't call him a father if you're not being a father. I refuse.
Yeah.
Especially knowing what it takes from experience.
Yeah.
That would, sorry. I
So
got a
what
hard
would you
line there.
do?
I would start working with the situation and try to, I would not bombard the kid because that's just ignorant, but I would let them know that I'm in their corner.
Well, she don't need that.
So, if she's having issues with said kid, start looking for
that's a difference.
resources.
Yeah.
Start looking at, okay, hey, I found this for you. Check them out. I can make this phone call for you. I could do this for you. Like, start separating friend from you're my woman.
So that's what you would do when you're starting to be committed to a woman. Oh, okay.
That's initial, but it only gets deeper from there.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you still got to learn the person. You got to learn each other. You got to learn the person. You got to learn children. I would start building something. My goal is to build.
What if she say, okay, we getting committed. We want to, like, join and live together. But, you know, Trey, I want us to get our house together. That's bigger.
In what way?
A bigger home together.
No, we got to build what we got first before we go up. Because that's to me, a recipe for disaster. I know for a fact I can maintain where I'm at. I've done it. The hell, high water, I've had some struggles. Everybody has struggles.
But she's bringing her money to the plate, too.
I'm not counting her money. Because that could change.
there
I
we
can
go.
count on me.
There we go.
No,
we right back.
No, listen. Her money is a bonus.
Back.
If
we
I-
right back.
But I'm saying,
cannot.
if I bought this big ass joint for $500,000, because that's
Listen what you
houses are-
just said.
No, listen, you
though.
listen. If I bought this big ass joint for $500,000 that I couldn't afford the mortgage if something fell apart, or if said that child needed more services, which is more money in this free state, then we're already cutting ourselves short before we even started.
So
Versus building on what's already here. Say I keep this, rent this out, Airbnb it, rent it, whatever. So now we got multiple income streams that are not just gonna lay us off. It's a building process. So, okay, we go get the bigger joint, but I'm not going to sell this because this is an income stream. What I own it versus what it's worth is not the same.
So, sister girl, if you out there, he basically want to be the provider. That's what he want to be.
I
But
love this translation.
At the same time,
Ain't this
he
about
want he want you to still have your own autonomy. He want to see that you can stand on your own 2 feet. You ain't coming to the table just for somebody to provide for you, but he still want to be the provider. And he's saying your money gonna be your bonus money, girl. So
Just don't put me out here like a simp. Like, oh
that
yeah,
ain't that ain't simping.
okay. Well, have you been online lately?
A grown woman that ain't simping.
I agree, but half the people that's responded probably make
Don't say half the people.
some of the people. Does that feel better? Does that hit different?
That
Some of the
go back to
people.
the question. So what?
You went off.
What are some things men want to know but are afraid to ask? Or feel weird?
I mean,
'Cause
that could go
you
everywhere.
If
that
I
could
say
be,
afraid, you're like, I ain't afraid.
No,
feel weird
it,
about
no,
it.
It depends. It depends. You got to narrow that down. I mean, that could be mental. That could be physical. That could be
Mental,
education.
physical,
that could
education, wherever your head going.
Be... So you telling me to turn the testosterone off? I mean, sometimes it's just, hey, how you doing? Like we talked about earlier. Because you said the hell no face before he even said anything. And all he wanted to do was say hi. So as funny
Why
as
does
that
that matter
sounds,
though? To I'm
because
a
if it happens,
stranger.
because if it
I'm
happens,
a blip on his screen. He ain't gonna never see me no more.
but I'm saying if you walk past 5 females in 5 days and you want to say, hey, how you doing? And they all do the,
Does,
after a while, you just stop wanting to do it.
does that trigger a rejection response?
People's rejection response is different, but a response of why do I even bother trying to say hi to people? I don't want nothing from them. That is something, it sounds simple, but you start being afraid to ask or feel weird because you done seen 5 different people in 5 days and they all staring at the floor and looking away and giving you you know what the RBF is, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
I'll say it. I know you, but
I ain't finna tell you that's gonna stop. So,
I'm not
I
saying for
know
you,
it
but
ain't
I'm
gonna
saying
stop.
you
I
said
ain't gonna say it
man
gonna
want.
stop for me neither.
You said what man want to know, so I'm answering from a man. So Crook says makes sense. Going around says a lot of people don't think of things that way. After marriage, you do have to look at it as a unit if you're fully in. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to start off as a unit personally. That's my goal. And shout out to Biggie. He's a good dude. Everybody
What
in
did
here
he
is a good
say?
dude. Right here. They say a lot of people don't think of things that way, but after marriage, you do have to look at it as if a unit and you're fully in.
Yeah. 100.
And he's a married dude, so.
So he know.
Yeah, I'm not saying he don't know.
100.
But I don't know what it took for him to get there either. You know what I'm saying? Like, people go through
it
steps.
takes the fire.
I know, but
Yeah.
you keep getting set on fire and not put out, you stop running the damn fire.
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying him, I'm just saying in general. So, you ask for a man's opinion.
but
Afraid to ask.
yeah.
Saying hi these days can be weird. Because that's the second half, right? Feel weird?
Yeah.
Not afraid, but if you say hi to multiple people and they just, fuck, I'm just going to stay in my bubble then.
Okay.
Because that's weird.
That's valid.
Because it's like, what shit? What's going on here? And I notice it more here than I do in other states or other countries.
See, then you're talking about a whole other thing, that geographics thing.
But it builds up to it.
You don't have the southern hospitality. You don't have people just speaking all the time.
Well, I mean, when I first moved here, I felt like they were speaking more.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be 24 years in April. So when I first moved here in 2001, I felt people was a little more, I thought they were too nice. I was like, oh shit, what do they want from me? Because, I'm coming from back east, so I'm
I was just about to say.
I'm like, what's happening?
Why y'all talking to me?
Why you say hi? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, we got a couple more. Look at the one bit up. It was continuation. Oh, okay. The continuation of that. And then black women rarely speak or look at me. That's, yeah. There'll be a part 2. I feel a part 2.
What did he say?
You can scroll. Hey.
I hear what you are saying. Infinity, you want to be able to be okay if something bad happens or if things don't work out.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's
Then
exactly what I'm saying.
Don't think of things.
Exactly what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to put myself where I can't survive if we failed. And I don't want you to not be able to survive if we failed. Because then you spread yourself too thin.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it like, okay, I got this income and this income, these 2 incomes, I'm going to go get me a G-Wagon.
Yeah.
Now your G-Wagon is a fucking condo payment.
I totally get that.
You see what I'm saying?
My point, and there's nothing wrong with that. My point was that at first when we started the conversation talking about that, it seemed as if you wanted that person to come to the plate being as equal.
No, it'd be nice, but I look at equal mentality.
Okay.
If you got to go get
different.
it, if you got to go get it, and I got to go get it, we going to make something.
Yeah.
We're either going to make something or make nothing.
Yeah.
But it's going to show real quick.
The equal mentality.
We're not wasting time.
That makes sense.
And it's not just financial. Financial helps, of course. I ain't going to lie. Shit, money makes the world go round. But if you got that go get it and, hey, I'm going to start this painting business. Cool, I got some ideas. I already have an LLC. I got, you know what I'm saying? Now we're contributing to each other. And now we're building something.
Yeah. I like
That's
that.
the way I look at it.
I got that.
I'm saying you don't have to bring the table. If you bring the table, that's awesome. But I have never met that in all my years on this planet.
Yeah.
And it's not, I don't care. But the mentality, you can control that. You can't control your income. But you can control your mentality.
Your mentality.
If you got this drive to be here in 5 years, I don't want to punch a clock for nobody but myself, I can fuck with that. If
Okay.
you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna retire from here, that none of that shit's given. Never. As long as you're punching the clock for somebody else, the power's in their hands. At the end of
So
the day.
you, okay, yeah. So you definitely, in that case, then want someone who has somewhat of or full-fledged on entrepreneurship mentality,
The drive.
the drive
You might
for
not
it.
even be an entrepreneurial
May not
type
even be
person,
all the way awakened,
but
but
you could have the drive.
you have that potential.
I mean, you could buy
You ain't just stubborn, steady, and no way, no
Right.
how, no sway.
right.
Okay.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's a future, in my opinion.
And
Yeah.
that's again that goes back to what I was talking about. People, when you were thinking about, or when we were thinking about our relationships, not to put them in the box of other people's relationships, because for some people, relationships that ain't even their thing. You know,
Some of them will never be that way.
that's not
and that's
their
fine.
thing.
There's people
But
for them.
for some people, relationships like you know what you need. So
Yeah.
for you, you shouldn't be going out looking for someone a woman who doesn't have that kind of mindset.
Correct. To me,
Well,
that's
I ain't
a
gonna say looking for,
Well,
but
I
as
mean,
you're casually dating,
that is someone
and
that's
once
got
you
a
learn
that's
her.
someone that's got a future
yeah,
with me.
yeah,
Like
you,
that.
and you would
That's,
know, like, oh yeah,
Oh, you can tell pretty quick.
yeah,
And it's not just how they dress, but sometimes it is.
yeah,
Because you can tell they're like they're ready for business at any time.
right,
If I say, hey, let's go meet these people, they were talking about such and such. Oh yeah, let's do it.
yeah,
That's a mindset.
yeah.
It ain't what you're wearing. It ain't your nails. It ain't the fucking car doors you got hanging off your face and your eyelashes. Hey man, I gotta keep it funny too.
I got a question
but,
for you.
Ah hell.
What if this woman, she about her business, she boss business, she like ready to go get it. I want to do some entrepreneurship. I don't even want to do some of it with you. Am I doing it? Making it
Yeah,
clear?
you're doing that.
Okay. I want to do some of those things with you, and they're up for it. She don't need no paper talking about we gonna be married. That ain't the kind of commitment she looking for. She just want to be committed to you. You committed to her. Y'all doing y'all thing together, and you like, yes, I love this. She fine, your kind of fine, all of that, but she do
There's
got
a
the
caveat.
eyelash.
You can't have all that, and I'm like, does she got a girlfriend? Like, you can't have all that in one bag. That's a unicorn.
But she got a girlfriend.
That's, I
Here
mean,
we
hey,
go.
I'm not opposed to.
Just because she
I
got
live
a
a
friend
different
doesn't
lifestyle
mean
than
her
you.
friend is just like her. Her friend may not
But
be
if
the
it's her
kind you like.
girlfriend, then we need to talk again. Different lifestyle. But anyway,
What are some
if
of the
she
things
got them
you're
car
afraid
doors,
to know?
I'll just, I don't know if I want to put it in public, but hey, let's go take a shower. And all of a sudden, this wet wipe come across her face, and her real face come out. Then I can see who you really are. Like, oh damn, your eyelash just went down the drain. Damn, let's make a match.
Look.
You could.
Just because, and there goes back again, fellas, just because women like to wear eyelashes, makeup, hair, what have you, don't mean they
And that's
toe
fine.
up from the flow up
No,
underneath
it
all of
don't.
that.
But you don't know.
There's a lot of beautiful women,
There is.
gorgeous,
But they've
and
been.
wear all of those things.
But they've also been. That's mass media too. They ain't doing it for their man.
Because it's fun, it's fashionable, just like you
It's
like
fun,
to wear a
it's
certain
fashionable.
outfit.
To sit there in the bathroom for an hour and a half with a whole sink full of bullshit.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay, it can be. And there's a time and a place for everything. I'm not all the way opposed to it. But I'm saying in general, that natural, like when you wake up, I mean, yeah, you get your eyes clear, all that shit, but like, oh, okay, that's you.
Beating your face for that's a fun thing to
But
do.
I mean, you don't need to do that every time you leave the house. I've seen people beat their face to go get a carton of eggs.
Yeah.
The fuck? Is that serious? Who you beating your face for? It ain't me.
Because it's just.
And it ain't the other chick walking down getting a salad and some cucumbers and going home with a bag of strawberries for herself.
I will admit that sometimes it can be a little much for some people. But for some people,
If I gotta
that's
chisel
just
your
fun.
face off to see who you are.
Oh my God.
Let's
Here we
see,
go.
what going around say? Some guys are intimidated by a successful woman. I think that should be just motivation to match the energy. I'm 110% on that. Power couple, that's life goals right there for me. That power couple thing, I'm not talking about Beyonce and Jay-Z and all the bullshit. I'm talking about people that just, they do it moving. You could tell, like Zuckerberg, right? As an example, I hate him. But them gray shirts he wears are $600 to $1,000 because they're fitted. He don't make a big deal out of it. They just do what they do.
Yeah.
I want to be able to have that kind of liquid income.
But some men are intimidated by that.
I guarantee they are. I know they
You-
are. I know
you're
some
right.
of them. I'm agreeing with them.
Beyonce recently said that in an interview, like she needed somebody to match her energy because if he
Nah,
wasn't,
damn
she was
well
gonna be bored.
she's not a good example. I'm just saying
She's
that
a
is
perfect example.
well, that's the most public power couple.
Okay.
Most power couples are not. They just are. They just be.
Yeah.
And you see them and you realize, like, wait a minute, I ain't never seen that shirt or that watch. And it ain't on material, but that's just a lifestyle.
Well,
They don't
I'ma
have to
tell
think
you,
about it. Like, hey, you want some wings? Let's go get 2 dozen. And I ain't got to look at my bank account first. That to me is comfortable.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, like women who have that kind of mentality though, and think like that, and then women like I know because I work and doing stuff for myself and stuff like that. Like you can't. The mentality that comes with that sometimes is not compatible to all men,
No, it
because
definitely ain't.
I can't be with someone who expect for me to have a hot meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day, serving them, doing all this for them, showing up for them 100%, being everything Susie homemaker for them,
Right.
and mad because I'm not that to them, because if I can't be that, because I do have entrepreneurship, I have that
You have
mentality,
books.
I'm going to get it. I need a man who can be confident enough in himself to see me doing what I do, can be on a podcast with you right now and be fine.
And we're
Some
on the same
men are
page.
not like that.
I know.
Some men are like, I keep doing it.
He keeps saying, yeah, it's all good.
Some men say they want a woman who confident and on her own and standing on her own.
But they don't want what it takes to get there.
They don't want it.
I know.
They don't want a woman, but they want you to be voiceless or quiet
I know
or
a few of them.
having a meal put on the table every day, or they want you to be the typical traditional housewife,
And more
but
power to
then
them.
want
They ain't
you
gonna
to
get one
be
from
all
Russia.
that other stuff too. A woman who's a typical traditional housewife is going to be a woman who's not motivated for pursuing all of those things.
I 110% agree. But we got a few more comments too. Let's see. Zero Frex. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If you're looking for a man, dress for the man you want. I agree with that. Not your girlfriends or whatever.
Look
And your
at
best
him.
friend's friend.
Sauce.
That's basically what I just said. I said them car doors was for your girls, ain't for him. What's the other one? Going around said, but yeah, that means success with income and success with living a good life, overall family and good marriage. Same thing I just said. Like, you ain't got to be fucking flossing in the street, but if you comfortable, we at home like, hey, you know what? Let's go to Cabo tomorrow for 3 days. And you ain't got to check the bank account first. That's, to me, success. It ain't just things, it's memories, it's the shit you build. Like right now, I'd love to own a duplex, as an example. I'd love to own a duplex. I can do the handyman work, own it, whatever. I'm going to take my paper, put that over here, stack that, buy another one. But some people just do not have that mindset. And some have the mindset, but they don't have the drive. Like, I know plenty of dope boys that could have done that shit instead of buying that Camaro on 28s with triple golds on it. That's cool for the street, but you still pulling up the jacks. Where the fuck are you going with that? That shit is short term. Easy come, easy go.
Right. Exactly.
I know plenty of them. So what I'm thinking is, this seemed to work out really well. I don't know how you feel about it, but I like it, and I'd like to do a part 2.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to make this so long that people just start,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
What
Plus,
time, how long have we been on anyway?
it's almost 9. But you got here at old dark 30 in
Right.
CPT time, so it's been...
This was good. But before we go, Zero, sir, yeah, I get what you're saying, but I will say there are a lot of men who like that kind of stuff. And women who tend to like the eyelashes and the nails and all that kind of stuff, they be having some good men. I know some personally. I know I got some girlfriends.
I do too.
I have
And they paid
friends
for
them. And they men pay for it. And if they slack on getting the eyelashes, getting the nails, getting their face beats,
That's both. You had it right the first time. Both.
their men don't like that. They men like that kind of stuff. So you like, when you say dress for the man you looking for, I guess they are.
They got what they asked for.
Yeah.
If you fucking Louis V all the way up, Louis V is actually
But
cheap shit.
I will say, Zero, you're right that there may be some women out there who are attracting or trying to attract a certain kind of man who's not looking for that, but they got all this stuff on thinking it's going to attract the man that they're looking for, and it's not. So I get what you're saying about that too, on the other hand.
Because they following their girlfriends again. But we will
Yeah.
continue this.
Yeah.
Looks like Going Around said Time Flies was good convo. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much because he does a consistent Thursdays, Going Around's podcast. His is mostly MMA. He's doing a live stream on Saturday for the fights.
Oh, cool.
Wednesdays is technically Unsound. They do Sunday and Wednesday. Wednesday I'm definitely on there. That's technically Unsound. That's some of the homies. Zero Frax is agreeing with you. True. So, like I said, I don't want to drag this out. It's kind of a first time live studio with a guest. But obviously, I think there needs to be a part 2. I think you agree.
I'm down for
maybe?
a part 2.
And maybe a little bigger glass of tea because you about to drink the whole tea bag out of the joint. So if you want to put your social medias out there, go for it. Just make sure you look this way a little bit. I'll move your mic next time, but you were turning your head like 19 different ways. Ain't that about it? Damn. Well, if you want to put your schnoz out there too, go for that. But
no, the tea got in my
That was a damn tea bag because you tried to drink the whole glass down. But whatever social medias you got, go ahead and put them joints out there.
Instagram, Sinyon Chante on Instagram. TikTok, if we still have it. Sinyon Chante on TikTok as well.
TikTok.
Sinyon's Book Corner on TikTok. You can look me up on
you
Sinyon's
spell
Book
it
Corner.
because you don't spell it like people might think.
Sinyon, Sinyon, in Book Corner.
I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah.
So Zero Frax said we set the standard for all those. Yeah, it's been a minute. But I'm not even gonna repeat Crooks. You can see it.
Black folks knows.
Well, of course you'd repeat it. You want a little powder section? Just a poof.
But also, Let the Paper Speak is my business. So I'm on Instagram at Let the Paper Speak. Anybody who's interested in book writing and all of that stuff, because I coach writers as well.
I like that. I can't write with a damn, but I'll send her my resume. Going Rounds, we appreciate you. Crook, we appreciate you. Zero Frax, we appreciate you. And anybody else not in the chat, we definitely appreciate it. Love it. There will be a part 2 coming soon. Thank you all. Appreciate you. Good night.